So more and more people are realizing that retiring at the age of 65 or later is not written in stone, and they are more than able to retire early and live life on their own terms. But in order to make that dream a reality, you have to make some smart choices when it comes to handling your money, and that includes where you invest and how you invest. In this video, we're going to dive deep into brokerage accounts and how they can help you reach early retirement and achieve your goals. I created a short list of the top brokerage accounts that will put you on the fast track to early retirement and rank them based on 4 factors that you need to consider before you open these accounts with these firms. Hi, I'm Nadia, one half of the Wealth Twins, where we teach you about financial literacy, how to make informed investment decisions, and how to reach financial independence. I retired over 10 years ago, and I hope to help you do the same. So if you're looking to take control of your financial future and you want to make an educated choice about what brokerage account you should be opening up to reach early retirement, you're in the right place. So let's get started. In the last couple of years, the amount of brokerage accounts that are available to the regular retail investor has exploded. And this is a good thing because the brokerage firms have learned that they need to create accounts that make it easier to begin investing for the average person because they have to compete for those dollars. A lot of money is coming in from the retail investors and they're all trying to grab that up. These new brokerage accounts come with much lower fees and a lot of tools that are useful to you as a beginner investor. With these easily available accounts, it's very tempting to just open one up and begin investing. But you need to make sure that the account that you're opening, especially if it's a brokerage account, is beneficial for you and will help you achieve your goal of early retirement. Before opening a brokerage account for investing at any of these firms, there are 4 factors that you need to consider. Those 4 factors are fees, account features, investment options, and customer support. These 4 factors will help you gauge if this is the right account for you and deserves to be the place where you invest your hard-earned dollars. Now, one of the main questions that may come up is that, can you use a brokerage account to help you retire early? And the answer is yes. And another question would be, should you open up a brokerage account if you already have a 401k? And again, the answer is yes. A brokerage account should be used in addition to retirement accounts that you have available to you, like the 401k, the Roth IRA, or an IRA, okay? A brokerage account usually has more flexibility when it comes to the types of securities you can invest in and the amount of money you can put in that account. Accounts that are meant for retirement usually have a limit on how much you can contribute within a year and the types of investments you can invest in those accounts. But before you open up a brokerage account and start investing your money, you need to understand that the IRS treats brokerage accounts differently from retirement accounts, especially when it comes to tax and capital gains and the income you may make in your brokerage account. So now let's look at the top brokerage accounts you can use for your goal of early retirement and see which one you think works for you. Now, there's no scientific method on how I rank these, but I did rank them based on my personal experience and the personal experience of my twin, Nicole. So we ranked the top ones that we use, and we ranked them based on the 4 factors that I stated before: fees, account features, investment options, and customer support. So let's jump into the first one. Now, if you follow the FIRE movement, and if you're not familiar with the FIRE movement, FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early, you would know that a lot of people follow FIRE invest heavily in Vanguard funds. That's primarily because Vanguard offers a lot of low-cost index funds like VTSAX, and their low-cost index funds are favorites among long-term investors. Now, if we look at the 4 factors and score Vanguard according to them, in my opinion, it would look like this. When it comes to fees, I'm going to give Vanguard a 5 out of 5. There are basically no fees when you open up a Vanguard brokerage account, and the fees for their index funds are very low. So when it comes to fees, Vanguard gets a 5 out of 5. Now, when it comes to other factors like account features, I think Vanguard does a good job with account features because you can do a lot of things with your Vanguard brokerage account, like set up automatic investments and set up automatic withdrawals from your bank account to put into your brokerage account so you can invest more in the funds that you choose. But those features can be very complicated to find on their website. Now, I've gone on recently and they have improved the format of their website, but it's still confusing, especially if you're a beginner investor. So in terms of account features, I'm going to give them a 4 out of 5, simply because the platform is still difficult to use for a beginner investor, but the account features are there. You just have to dig around and look for them. Next, we look at investment options. Vanguard has a lot of investment options that they actually produce themselves. You have a wide variety of Vanguard index funds and exchange traded funds and stocks that you can choose from to invest in within your brokerage account. But the ease of booking the trades within their brokerage account, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 also. It can be easier to use for the average investor, and it can make it a little less complicated. Now, when I look at customer support, this is where I think Vanguard falls short. Now, before I would have said that Vanguard would get a 1 out of 5 when it came to customer support, but I had to deal with their customer support recently, and I'm going to increase their score. Now, when it comes to trying to sell something out of your account or buy something, you're speaking to someone on the customer support end, sometimes it can be a long time before you actually get someone online, or especially if you want to talk about taxes, you can be waiting 20 minutes to get someone online. But when I recently called up and I had to change some information in my account, I reached an individual who was very knowledgeable and she handled everything very fast. So because of that, I'm going to give Vanguard a 3.5 out of 5 when it comes to customer support. In addition to that, I've been getting a lot of emails and a lot of surveys from Vanguard in regards to customer support and how they're trying to increase the education of the consumer. So I will say customer support seems to be a priority for them lately. So this 3.5 might change in the future, but right now I'm going to keep it here. Now jumping to the next broker we're going to talk about is Fidelity. Fidelity has a wide range of investment options you can buy in your brokerage account that they produce themselves. Fidelity has a lot of zero cost funds that you can buy. You can also trade different securities within Fidelity's platform. You can also buy partial shares in your Fidelity brokerage account, along with some cryptocurrency. This gives you as an investor a lot of choice when it comes to investing your money for early retirement. Now, if I'm going to rank Fidelity in terms of the same factors, let's start off with fees. Fidelity has 0 fees. You can buy funds at Fidelity starting at $1, okay? So the fees don't get much lower than that. There's no fees when it comes to trading in your brokerage account at Fidelity, but depending on the type of security you may buy, there may be some fees associated with it. So if I'm going to give Fidelity a score, I'll give them a 5 out of 5 when it comes to fees on their brokerage account. When we're looking at investment options, I will say there are tons of investment options that are available for you to trade in when it comes to your Fidelity brokerage account. You can buy partial shares, you can buy stocks, you can buy bonds, you can buy index funds, ETFs, and a lot of these have 0 fees. So there are plenty of investment options when it comes to being able to invest in them through your Fidelity brokerage account. You also have the ability to buy these things on their app or through their website. So when it comes to investment options, I will give Fidelity a 5 out of 5. The investment options are huge when it comes to Fidelity. Now we look at account features. Fidelity offers a ton of account features that are free with their brokerage account. You have free research tools. There's a lot of education that they provide through their website. Fidelity also gives you a lot of retirement planning tools. So this is good also. And they host a lot of webinars to help educate their consumers. So in terms of account features, there are a lot. But I have to take a couple of points away because Fidelity's platform is also not very easy to use if you are a beginner. It can be very confusing to know what you need to do there and play around in their website. This can be confusing for a beginner investor. Now, my main thing is when you go onto Fidelity's website, it seems like they push you towards using one of their financial advisors. Now, this is not a bad thing when it comes to Fidelity as a business, but as an investor, you don't want your platform to push you to using a financial advisor when it comes to your investments. You want to be able to do it on your own or have the ability to have someone help you. And I think with the platform being a little convoluted and a little difficult to use, and it kind of feels like they're pushing towards a financial advisor, I'm going to give them a 4 out of 5 on that. When it comes to customer support, Fidelity does great work when it comes to customer support, but Nicole and I haven't had to use it in a while. But I will say, at one point, Nicole was traveling in Egypt and someone had hacked her identity. Now, it was really weird. We didn't understand what was going on, but one of the Fidelity customer representatives had asked, "Hey, is it possible, did you travel to Egypt recently?" And we thought that was such a random question, but it actually had happened. We had just returned from Egypt 2 weeks prior, and We thought, whoa, that's not a coincidence. They said, you know what? We have been having a lot of problems lately with people who have traveled to Egypt and they had their identity stolen, so this may be the case. Now, her bank accounts and other things were affected by this, but Fidelity's customer service were the only ones that were able to put two and two together to give us an idea of what may have happened that led to her identity being stolen. So I will give them a 5 out of 5 when it comes to customer support. The next broker I want to touch upon is Charles Schwab. Now, when it comes to Charles Schwab, you know it's one of our favorite brokerage accounts. We don't get paid from Charles Schwab. We've just been using them for a couple of years. Now, make sure I'm saying Schwab. Offers a lot of their own index funds, their own mutual funds, and there's no fees associated with trades that you do in your brokerage account. There are a lot of tools that Charles Schwab provides, especially if you're looking to plan for retirement, and allows you to set up your portfolio also, so that you can base it based on your risk tolerance. So maybe you want to be conservative, or you may want to be a little more risky with your investments. They allow you to do that without the use of having to speak to a customer representative. Now, if you wanted to speak to a customer representative, they provide that too. But I like the ease of not having to speak to someone and being able to model this stuff on the platform myself. Charles Schwab has retirement-specific accounts, and they also have robo-advisor, in addition to a lot of tools that other brokerage firms may charge you to use. So if I'm going to rank Charles Schwab on the 4 factors, I will say for fees, Charles Schwab gets a 5 out of 5. There are really no fees when it comes to using your brokerage account. When it comes to investment options, I'm going to give Charles Schwab a 4.5 out of 5. That's because they don't offer as many investment options as Fidelity does. Now, Charles Schwab offers a wide range of index funds, exchange-traded funds, mutual funds, and it offers, you can buy stocks, you can buy bonds, you can buy a lot of things on Charles Schwab, but you can't buy any cryptocurrency. It's not a big deal for me, but the simple fact that Fidelity does offer cryptocurrency and you can buy that in your brokerage account, that's the only reason I can't give Charles Schwab a 5 out of 5. Now, when it comes to account features, I will give Charles Schwab a 5 out of 5. They have all the features that the other 2 brokers have, but in addition to that, the platform is very easy to use. It's almost intuitive. Like, you really can't get lost in there. And if you wanted to get lost in there, you actually could. There's tons of research tools that you can do. You can model your own portfolio. You can make different trades. You can set up your automatic payments to go from your bank account into your brokerage account. And it makes it very easy to use. When it comes to the platforms and usability, Charles Schwab beats Fidelity and Vanguard hands down. So they're going to get a 5 out of 5 simply because it's so easy that even my 10-year-old daughter can go in there and do her own trades. Now, I was going to review Merrill Edge, but honestly, I don't have an account there, and I wanted to give you a video that is based on my personal experience or Nicole's personal experience when it came to using these brokerage accounts, because I really don't want to talk about something I don't use. But if you have any experience with Merrill Edge, I would love to know what your experience has been, and maybe I should open up a brokerage account there. So let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you want me to do a review on Merrill Edge, I will do that. Just let me know in the comments below. When it comes to using a brokerage account for early retirement, it's just another tool that you should have in your toolbox. Retirement accounts are great, but there are limits on those accounts, whether it be the amount of money that you can put on a yearly basis or the types of securities you can invest in those accounts. That's why brokerage accounts exist, so that you can fill that gap by putting money into those brokerage accounts so you can help supercharge your way to early retirement. Early retirement is something that anybody can achieve, and if you invest the right way in accounts that don't charge you high fees that rob you from the returns on your investments and actually help your portfolio grow, you will put yourself in a great place. Using a brokerage account with a long-term investment strategy can help you reach your goal of early retirement. Just make sure that the brokerage account you're using is made for you. If you're new to investing and you need more support, make sure you use a brokerage account that provides the support and the tools you need. Those tools should not have to be paid for. A lot of the brokerage accounts, especially the ones that I named here, will give you those tools and the customer support for free. But there's some differences between those accounts. If I were to rank all 3 together, I would say that Charles Schwab would go number 1, Fidelity number 2, and then Vanguard as number 3. But these are the top 3 that you should be looking at. There's plenty of other brokerage accounts that I could have reviewed, but these are really the only 3 that you should be looking at. They are well known, they have established reputations, and they have all the tools and all the securities you need in order to help you reach early retirement. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel because we would love to have you as part of our community. And check out this video here where I describe what life is like since retiring early in my 30s.